Hello everyone again. Thank you for attending one of our webinars for CTC. Did you notice our new logo there? So today's webinar will be about BIM 360 next generation configuration. My name is Omar Ruiz Miranda. I am an applications engineer here at CTC. So basically today's webinar, I want to go through the process of getting the projects and the global administration set up, where it is going to be setting up the companies, the members, and the projects themselves at a global level. So what we're shooting for today and to learn and understand is the basic workflow of managing the global account settings. Learning how to create and configure the companies, configure the members, and the projects. Like we said in our previous webinar, the preview or the overview of the BIM 360 next generation, this is everything now under one platform. So setting up the global settings is very important to get access to the projects down the road, no matter if you have BIM 360 Design, BIM 360 Build, or BIM 360 Glue. It's all one platform now. So some of you already are new on this. If you are, congratulations. You're part of the BIM 360 now, and you probably receive an email like this where you needed to click on the account and activate your service. So other people who already have like BIM 360 team or other services should automatically have access to that. Just logging into the main account will take them to the next generation and start creating new projects as well. If not, like always, give us a call to our support number, and we'll be able to look specifically at those issues as they happen. So here are some screenshots of what we're going to be looking at, and the usage mainly of the account administration. So this is mainly for inviting account admins that will be able to create projects or add more members to the global settings and create more companies. All these things will be available for new projects, as the project manager will get those people, add those members to the projects, and we'll see this in a few minutes here. Also, this to create new projects, and then activating more services depending on what you have. If you use the BIM 360 docs, then you'll have access to the document management, basically in project admin. So, but if you have BIM 360 Design, Glue, or Build, then you will be able to activate those services as well. Then another usage here is to assign or invite the project admins, those people who are going to be in charge of getting their group together for those projects, and just adding people in general to the global directory here. Now the project administration they kind of do the same thing, except it's only specific for that project that has been created. So in here, the project admin can add members, add companies, and the role management, if they're users, if they are a viewer or an editor, different roles that they can assign as well to the users. Let's go to our BIM 360 page. So the first thing you will see here, and depending if you're already familiar with this, you might go directly to a project, maybe the project that you've been using lately, it will just appear right away. Other than that, the account admin is the main page that you will see. And if I go a little bit here on this layout and see where to find things, basically, you'll start on your account picker right here. Basically, if you're part of your company's account, you'll have all your projects here. And if you need to change account, this is where you go and change it. Let's say you have access to different other companies that they give you access to their projects, their content, that this is where you go and change. When we're in a specific project, you will see another number right here, which would be the project picker, basically, or where you switch between the projects as you're in a certain module. Then we have our project directory, our member directory, the company directory, the analytics. Basically analytics is just is designed to see the metrics about the usage of the projects, the users, and the members are part of this. And then some global settings, like who is the admin. These three people, for example, are the admin in this CAD Technology Center account. They are able to do everything pretty much in this area. And then we have some help if we need any help on this. If for some reason we're struggling and not sure what to do, this will take us directly to a web page with more information about specific topics. Then you have also access to your profile settings. This basically will take you to the Autodesk accounts page where you can manage users, you can manage your accounts and everything, your products and services. And then if for those who have third-party integrations here as well, it will show some of the third-party add-ins based on Forge. Let's go back to the projects here. All right, so the first thing I would like to do is, even though it starts with the projects, members, and company in this order, what I found is that it's more useful to start with the companies, and then you'll see why. Because if I start with members, when I add a member, it asks me to create or put a company. If that company doesn't exist, then I cannot just create it on the fly there. So I need to go here, create a company, and then the company will be available. So when I add a member, I can pick the company from the drop-down menu, and that will make it easier for me. Then when I have members and companies, I can go to projects and start assigning who is going to be the project manager or project managers, and start activating the services as well. So let's start by going to the companies settings here. As you can see here, we have a very easy button here to just start adding the company. So if we start saying company ABC, and then like what kind of company this is a contractor, architecture, engineer, construction. Let's just say it's an architecture firm. And then the rest is, self-explanatory here. The address, the city, all the information about the company. You can even put a logo. I don't know if you noticed when I went to pick up a different companies, they have some logos there. This is where you would go and set them up. Some description if you have. All this other information is not required. The ones with the asterisk here, that's needed just for creating this company. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this. As you can see, I have company ABC, along with some other companies that I have created down the road in different testings, different companies. So now that we have this, we can go to members, and here we can go and say add. So there are 3 different ways to add. So this basically, you open this and start typing the address or the email address of the person that you want to add. And then this one will directly, whoever you invite through here, it will be assigned to be an account admin. So it will be appearing under settings. If you saw that we had three users that were the account admin. So if you do this, you invite somebody directly to be part of that admin team. Or you can import members by spreadsheet. So I'll show you this really quick. So if you don't have a template yet for your contacts, your emails, or everything, you're able to download the template right here. All you have to do is just keep the design of that template the way it is, and you can delete the rows below and start adding your company. So, like, let's say I already did something, but I didn't change any members. So you just go here, navigate to where that template is. In this case, I have it right here. project. This, for example. So you just open it and it brings all those members. Like I said, I did not put a list completely, but I'm going to show you what it looks like that you can set up if you see it useful for you. Just on my other screen, getting that for you. So here, let me drag it. So this is what it looks like. Basically, anything above here you don't touch. Everything here you can just delete it and put your own list of members that you can assign or bring into your global settings right away. So I think it's very nice feature right there that allows you to do that. So I'm going to cancel, but this time we're just going to add one person at a time here. So in this case, I could be adding let's say it's an old email that I used to have here, and then I just add it. Now, the company, you see, this is where I was telling you that it's better to create the companies first, because if I start typing anything, it's going to tell me that that company doesn't exist, or it's not going to pick it from anywhere. So it's better if I just go and say, you see, it recognizes what it was entered before, and I can just pick from those, and that'll be easier because I'm actually using the same one. I'm reusing those things. And then select role is important as well. As this user and the global setting, you can set up to be, is this person an architect, an estimator, an engineer, inspector, owner? You pick whatever this member is going to be, because roles are very important for allowing the excuse me, the users to have access to specific folders later on. So we this is a time where we can do that, as well as show you another time when we are able to select more than one role when adding to a project. So in this one, I'm just going to let's say use document manager. Okay, and then we just save that person. Okay, so we just added another person to our list. This person is still not part of any projects at all, and they're when they get added to a project, they will most likely get an email saying that they have been invited to a project. So we have these people here now. So let's go to projects at this point. Oh, and another thing, you need to edit or change the users here. You can enable, disable the members here. You can resend invitations if they haven't received one. Like, let's say, oh, you got lost in my junk mail or something. So you can come back here and say, okay, resend invitation. Or you can make a list, export all your members that are available here. Then if we go to the project settings here, you see the list of projects that I have, and also the view archive projects. Like when you finish a project, you can archive it, and then later, or you can deactivate it and you can archive it. For example, if I open this one quickly, and then go to the profile of that specific project, here you can change the settings, active, inactive, or archive. You can also edit all the information, and then we'll go through this in a minute. Notice when I click on that specific project, up here, it added the name of that project that I'm working on. This is what I was telling you about, that you can pick a different project while you're in this project admin. If you're not working on this project, you can just change it and pick a different one. But let's go back to the account admin. What I'm picking over here is the module picker, to call it somehow. So here you'll have different modules depending on what you have. Most likely you'll have project home, insight, document management, project admin, and account admin. The other ones are basically depending on which service you bought. So let me go back to account admin. So let's go through the process of adding a project here. So again, this is basic information, and again, the asterisks will be required for you to create this project. The rest, it doesn't really matter. It's up to you to fill the information or not. You have it available for next time. But so let's just say here that this project is going to be our today's date. let's call it that. And then here you select what type of project it is, basically like what kind of a building or construction you're going to be working with. It's a big list of options. So let's just say it's an office. And then you get some other items that you get to pick. New construction, renovation. Again, this is not necessary, but it's optional. And the due date, for example, here, a start date and end date. Let's just finish it on Friday here. Then if you have a list of project numbers that you do, you can set it up in here as well. Business units, you can also set up those ones under settings for business units. This is most likely for big companies that are like subdivisions, probably, that they have like buildings, interiors, or some other options there. You can set up it. And again, this is just optional for like tagging or controlling or seeing the data based on that. Could help you about with filtering and things like that. So this can be set up, like I said, under the settings area. And you can just say, interiors, infrastructure, buildings, or what kind of project that is, or what division that's going to go to. So I think this is all we require here, and this automatically picks for you English. If there's another language that you want to have it on, some other options. And we'll just save it and continue. Now, in here, this is very important as well, especially for for glue and field. But the very important thing here is document management should be the one to activate first. This will activate, like it says, your document management and the ability to have that platform for all of them. So the way to activate it, you say activate. And you'll notice this area right here. What it means here is that you can copy the settings from an existing project if you have one, meaning that it will create the folders the same way that you had them in a different project. However, it's not going to change or bring your users and permissions the same way as that project. So that process, you'll still have to do it on your own again. Because not all the projects, sometimes probably the projects you have the same people on them, but probably it's intended for you to go and specifically assign people to those folders. So the first thing we'll do here is assign a person that is going to be the project manager, or the project admin, I would say. So let's call this one. So as I start typing, because I have added here myself a couple of times, I'm just going to use my regular one as the project admin. And I'm going to start saying that I'm from the company CAD Technology Center. I should capitalize that one. And then we'll just save. As you see, it's also available there to pick. All right, so I have activated my first module, the document management. Now the next one, I can go and continue depending on what you have again. You could just have design collaboration because maybe you just bought BIM 360 design. So this will be the next one to activate. Project management comes from the BIM 360 glue. Again, you assign a person that is going to be the project management or the project admin. And then let's go do design collaboration. And this is a little bit quicker now that we know just the process. I don't want to take all your time just watching me typing here. Okay. And glue and fill, we'll do that later, or we can just. So you can see as I start typing, that company becomes available. Okay, so once I hit save, then another option is if I want to give more admins to this project. Okay, so far so good. We started with document management as the first one that we need to activate in order to get the other ones going. Now, here's a little tricky part, not tricky, but just to be able to understand that when you go to activate, it's going to give you the option of going to the classic view of BIM 360 Glue or the model coordination module on the next generation. This is important because some people are probably still working on BIM 360 Glue, the classic view, and they want to continue having access to those features in that classic view. And well, this is the time where you need to select one of them. Otherwise, they will not be compatible to each other. They will not talk to each other. You won't be able to transfer anything from each other. If you change your mind later, there's no way you can come back here and change it to the next generation or vice versa. So it's might seem an easy decision, but it's an important decision here. So let's just pick our model coordination. And the same thing here. Assign a project admin. And the same thing for field. This one is also giving you a classic view option or next generation option. And again, I'm just going to pick our next generation option and add myself here again. And save it. Now I could also activate plan. However, this plan is not part of the family of BIM 360 Next Generation. This is still one of those services that it's on its own, and it's got its own management site and managing the project, the members, and everything else. But you can also activate it here. However, like I said, it's going to be managed somewhere else other than this page. So we'll leave this one like that. If you continue scrolling down, you'll see your finish option here, and then just hit finish. And then let's go find our project that we just created, which is right here. Now notice we're still under account admin. As soon as I hit this one, this is going to change to project admin. So there it is. Now this also appeared for the project name. And now we're a little different: members, companies, services, and profile. The first thing that you'll notice here under members is the account admin that I just added myself to this, and because I became the project admin, I have this little gear symbol highlighted in yellow, meaning that I am a full admin on this, and therefore the rest of them are as well. And then this is the option, just like I can turn it on or off if I want it. So let's just turn it on. But the other modules here are available. Now at this point right here, I can start getting people from the global settings to be part of my project. So I'll start adding people from there. So let's say I start adding one of my coworkers here, and again, as soon as I start typing, some people come to the list to pick from, and then I'll just add the one that I just added not too long ago. There we go. And then you can add as many as you want at once, and then select. And this is another part where you get to assign them the specific company. So here we'll add coworker Brianna here, CAD Knowledge Center. And the roles, this is the part where you can add more than one role. So they could be the architect and the designer, and also could be the owner. So, it doesn't matter. I'm just picking randomly here, but so you can see that you can assign different roles. Okay. Another important thing to see here is that this for some reason got associated with my current name, so that's probably why it shows all as an admin. But this is the one I want to show. When you see this little symbol of a person, the blue person there, that means that they're only a member of this project, and they do not have full admin rights, meaning they cannot access all the folders as they wish. They cannot delete members from here. They cannot add more members or add more companies or disable any services. They're just members of the project. And this is important to know because we get a lot of questions sometimes that when we're working on document management, they said, well, this user doesn't have access to my folder where my Revit is. Sometimes we come and find that they're only members and they still need one more step to add them into that specific folder. And we'll see that one in a minute as well. I just wanted to show that, and then I'm going to leave them as a user for now. Once we are done with everything set up here correctly, we can just say add these people to the project. I'm just going to undo this one. Okay. I think it's still thinking a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right, so here's a little filter that you can do. Whoever, let's say, whoever only has access to Insight, for example, so these two people, or whoever has access to, you know, something, but well, everybody has access to pretty much everything here. So, but if you have different people with different modules activated, you can just find them easily here by filtering. Okay. So companies, there's not too much to see here or to worry about, because when we created or brought the members, they brought their companies that we assigned previously on the account admin. So they're just showing here which company they came from or which companies are part of this project. And if we go to services, we'll see the same area where once we created the project, this is where we can come back and manage it. If we need to add more admins, just click this plus sign and start adding more people. Same thing for all of them. Like this plan, we didn't activate it. If we needed to activate it, we come here and do it. Here's another. So notice here on the left side, we're just on the overview of this project. But however, because we activated all these modules, we also have options here that go to each individual module, and we can set up things. One example would be design collaboration. To work in design collaboration, it's necessary to have teams in order to activate that module, and that allows the BIM manager or someone to see what's going on, the progress of the project, who has shared their content, who has consumed their content, who is ready to be checked, or who can review the content to see if they can now link it into their model or update something. So the first time that you go there, it will reroute you, resend you to this page when you want to pick something on the design collaboration tab. So here you can add a team. Team is basically maybe the discipline of the company or whoever is in charge of certain model. So if you're working with a architectural model, structural model, electrical model, I would probably create a team for each one of those. They are in charge of their own model to get it updated, to get it shared, to get it consumed. So I would create teams right here. And then as simple as giving it a name, and it will create that specific folder and all its company or all its company folders that come with it as well. Examples of these folders would be shared and consumed. I'm not going to do this one right now. I'll come back to it if we need to, if we have enough time. I'm going to close this part. But I just wanted to mention this project admin services, and then you select which one you want to change things on. We have so profile. If you need to update anything on your project information, maybe you want to change the name, then you just click here and start updating your name, and it will change it for you. Okay. So we're going to just keep it like that. If you need to edit anything, just go ahead and hit edit, make the changes, save it. Okay. So now let's go and find some of our document management roles and permissions here. As you notice, I went here to this little 9 dots area. It's my module picker, to call it in a way. So what you will find here is 2 already predetermined or preset folders, plans, and project files. This is another question that we get. Where do we work when we're in Revit? And the answer would be project files. Use project files when you're in the design process, creating your central file and having everyone accessing to there. That's what is designed for, the project files. Plans, it's more like when you have a set of construction documents or something that you want to go and have markups and checks and everything, then you would upload that model independently there. You have some other modules like the like this module here, model coordination, for example. This will be looking at things that are under plans and not under projects. So, but working in Revit and Central Model, you use project files. And the first thing you will need is subfolders. And then what I like to do is create folders based on the discipline. And if we need to create even subfolders here, we can. So, I'll just create a couple. Okay, so let's say we have these ones, and let's say our users that I added back in project admin, they go to Revit and they try to open, and they're like, I can't see architectural, I can access the file. So one thing to check right away is to right click here or click on the little three dots there, and then go to permissions. This will tell you who can see and who can't do things in here. The first thing that I'll see is my name, because I added myself as the project admin. I have inherited permissions to do everything pretty much. I can do anything I want in this here. However, you don't see any other of the three members that I added. That's because they were just members. They were not project admins like I was. Otherwise, they would be here the same way with inherited permissions. But what we can do here, because they're already part of this, I can just come here and say, I'm going to add this person, and I want to assign specific roles or permission, I should say. So upload only allows them to, like it says, just bring files up here to the cloud. They can't see anything else. Or you can go to the next one. They can only view. So if you have, I don't know, if you want to invite your boss or the owner or someone, just even a view only, they'll be able to navigate on what's going on there. Maybe open the model on the cloud here, navigate in it, and see what's going on, or the progress. Or then you have view and upload, which is a little bit more. You're able to upload and view the models, and so on. So you have the next one is view, upload, and edit. This allows you to maybe delete the file, maybe move it, rename it. All those editing features will be. Or you can give them full control. This will make them basically just the same role as you. Will be the full control. They can come here and start deleting people, or start reassigning the permissions to people, or create more folders, delete files, anything they want to do. So let's say we want to add here Kyle as just the view, upload, and edit. And then you say add. Okay, so now he'll be able to come here to the structural, architectural file, our folder, and open or see, upload, do anything he wants there. However, when he comes here in structural, he is not part of that one because I did not let him see this structural. So that way you can keep, maybe you're working with contractors, you can keep them separate from seeing what you are working on. So it's just a different level of permissions here. And not only individual permissions, but per company as well. Let's say you're working with construction X or some contractor that, maybe the, let's see, maybe, here in this case, Technology Center, for example, maybe they are, you want to give them permission to see whoever comes here from Technology Center, they can see everything. And then you give them, full permission. But if you do this with full permission, I would probably do it on the on the pattern level of this folder, and just it will have access to everything else under this folder. So the other role that you can assign is, well, actually, the other permission that you can use is roles. Remember when I was given the engineer or architect or designer to the users? Here you can also classify them by that. So if you only want the architects to have access to the architectural folder, then you start saying architect here, pick it. Now this person, maybe they only have viewing or uploading preferences or roles permissions only to this folder. So we have individual, per role, and per company permissions. So you have a lot of options there to control who sees what and who doesn't. So I'm just going to exit. To exit here, you just click this back arrow, and it takes you back to where you were. So that is the main, basically the main things that I wanted to show you today. How to set up your projects, your members and companies, and how to get all the way here up to document management and control those permissions. So I think we're running out, or we already ran out of time. However, one more thing I wanted to show you: when you go to design collaboration the first time, instead of going to that swim lane that usually would take you, it takes you back to project admin like I was showing you originally. So you can add a team, again, giving it a name, or you can use the folders that you already have there, the architectural and the structural, and assign them to be a team each. So if you happen to have that, you just go here and say click here, and you pick which one you want to add as a team. When you add a team this way, now it's probably some request pending or something here, but that would be the process. Let me just go back to document management. Now under architectural, you would have seen another folders like consume, and then an extra folder right here that says the shared folders, and those would be the ones used to when you go to design collaboration, which this is not the, I guess, the webinar for that. So hopefully in the future we can do a webinar about design collaboration as well. So that's all I had. I don't know if you guys have any questions. Let's see here. A question was that if when invite someone through to document management, basically why do we have to go back to document management to give them permissions to the members that we already added in the project admin? I believe I was kind of talking through that as well, as I said, because it gives them more control on who can see what folder in that specific project. Adding them in the project admin doesn't necessarily mean that they will have access to everything, because of by request of other people and Autodesk talking to them and everything. There's like a lot of people require that if I add someone to be part of that project, but still I don't want them to see everything right away, because maybe I don't want to have them access to my architectural file. I just wanted to give them their own folder they can put their file. Then that's when you assign them as a member in the project, but then you control their permissions in the document management. I'm not sure if that answered that question or not, but other than that, I don't see any more, and I'm just going to go ahead and close this webinar. We ran a little bit over time. Thank you for staying, and I invite you to go and check out our new website here, and go to the events tab to see what's coming for this month, the following months, for webinars and mini trainings as well. And I just want to thank you again. Have a great day.